this evening. Now, let's shift gears into the story of Ron Paul. Whether you love Ron Paul or hate Ron Paul, a guy who predicted everything that's now happening, the inflation tax, the New World Order, the Bank of the World, a true constitutionalist with a perfect constitutional voting record. He actually follows the founders' system. Now, if you don't like that, you hate America as well, not just Ron Paul. Well, Ron Paul, we've seen this now in over 10 debates, gets the least amount of time. And we've shown the numbers. Usually Mitt Romney gets 12 minutes and Perry gets 10 and so on and so forth. Normally Ron Paul gets around 4 minutes, never more than 5. But there's a new low. CBS, and their email got leaked now, CBS decided to not give Ron Paul basically any time, but to not cause a stink. They said, well, we'll at least let him be there. And they told the moderators only 90 seconds. We first started reporting on this. Drudge Report linked to it over the weekend. Now it's a big scandal. And turns out Michelle Bachmann, also there was an email out to suppress her and only give her a couple minutes. So they're very scared of Congressman Ron Paul. But we've got some new breaking news here for you. And this was dug out by one of our listeners that sent us tips. Rob Dew, one of our researchers and the director of the news, he spent a lot of the time today researching this and did indeed confirm that the YouTube video that we have of CBS News shot off the television and the screenshots we've got are indeed the same poll. And we've seen this over and over again. Ron Paul will get first, second, or third place, and they'll just remove him wherever he placed and then never mention him and then give whoever was below him his slot. Well, he won the CBS News poll, as he's won most polls. And it was geolocated. You can only vote once. He won that. CBS News just completely removed the poll, ran a fake one, and we got screenshots of that off their website where Ron Paul is removed. And then after they'd shown it on TV, a day and a half later, they put him back up on the screen. So there's the first one. Who is your choice for the Republican presidential nomination? That was November 12th, 2011. Yes, same day, Ron Paul still winning. Okay, there's your numbers right there. Now, here's the video.
And a CBS News poll released just before the debate showed that Kaine was leading the pack with 18%. Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich were tied for second with 15%. From the CBS... And a CBS News poll released just before the debate showed that Kaine was leading the pack with 18%. Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich were tied for second with 15%. From the CBS...
By the way, I see this over and over and over again. In fact, go back to that first graphic. She's going off the same poll. That's the poll they're announcing. They have it posted. They simply skip Ron Paul and just go on to the next person. And then we have it from later in the day. They just simply make up whatever numbers they want and then never even mention Ron Paul. And we've probably written 20 or 30 articles or more on this where they're caught doing this everywhere. Jon Stewart famously cut together all the pieces showing them just ignore Ron Paul when he got second place. Remember that? In the Iowa straw poll. They would mention first, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. They'd mention people with 1% of the vote, but not Ron Paul. Not Ron Paul. When he wins straw polls, they won't mention him. Now let's show a day after this happened, then they bring the old poll back up and post it and change the title, but it's the same poll, same page. So there you have it. And they do this over and over and over and over again. In fact, we ought to do a piece tomorrow night, Rob, news director here, where we go back, and we can't show, all the dozens of examples, but show 5 or 6 where they've cheated him in polls or where he was number 1 and they don't even mention him, or number 2, they don't mention him, number 3, they don't mention him. And now he gets 89 seconds. The memo said 90, but he got 89 seconds. Just incredible. In fact, here's a quote from the memo from CBS News. Ron Paul silenced by CBS. And then it goes over the quote. CBS News political analyst then responded, okay, let's keep it loose, though, since she's not going to get many questions and she's nearly off the charts in the hopes that we can get someone else. That's referring to Bachmann. So what did the media do today? Instead of focus on Ron Paul getting the least amount of time and clearly being the black sheep, being ignored because they're scared of him, they focus on Bachmann, who also got cheated. Okay, continuing with Ron Paul coverage here. We have a headline at Infowars.com. Sabrin, Fed behind effort to ignore Ron Paul. That's what he talked about on a television interview he did. In the video below, Murray Sabrin, a professor of finance at the Ansfield School of Business at Ramapo College in New Jersey, says the establishment media is ignoring Ron Paul because of the fact that he is a critic of the Federal Reserve. And it goes on. For months now, we have been told that the reason Paul is routinely sidelined by the media is because he can't win the nomination and he's too far out of the political mainstream to be a serious contender. Despite this explanation, Paul continues to win straw polls and raise millions for his campaign. He consistently places in the top 3, although the corporate media refuses to acknowledge this.